Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I had a little thought that I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to talk about this before we ever talk about impressing the subconscious mind, because I do believe that this plays a part in that and understanding about how much control that we should be taking in our lives. So I want to talk about the concept of reparenting yourself. Is pretty much the same thing as reprogramming your mind. And for me, I have definitely been working on reparenting myself throughout the years. And I've been working on my relationship with both of my parents. And I will say that just this year that I've learned so much about my parents through me reparenting myself, which have helped me understand them better, regardless if, I don't speak to them that much. And I do have a decent relationship with them that I've been working on now, but I can understand a lot more about them. But, I understand that some people don't talk to their parents for whatever reason, and I want you to know that your feelings are valid for whatever reason that is. Totally up to you. But once you start working on reparenting yourself, I do think that you see your parents in a different light, and you understand that the human condition and the human experience is going to affect all of us differently. And by the time you reach a certain age, when you want to start making changes in your life, you yourself realize that there's no one to change but yourself, and that you have to do the work, and that you have to put in the work to get yourself where you need to be. So we're going to start on reparenting yourself, and why it is important to reparent yourself, and what behaviors that you might have to where you might want to start working on reparenting yourself. So if you have the hardest time letting go of certain emotions, if you have hard time navigating relationships, friendships, like your business relationships, if you have a hard time with constructive criticism and criticism on how you could be better, if you have that inner critic where you're always being harsh to yourself, like harshly critiquing yourself, and then you find yourself internally having these conversations with yourself and then harshly critiquing others. Now, I realized for me, that was a big one, and I realized that I needed to reparent myself, because sometimes when you have those inner conversations with yourself, or you're having them in your head with other people, when you realize that it's really critical and really harsh and super judgy, then you realize that there's something that you need to work on. Because once again, you guys, we're going to go back to shame. And so with shame, when our parents, or knowingly or unknowingly, or situations have happened to where we end up feeling abandoned or mistreated, or have had certain traumas happen to us, we do hear that inner critic voice from a superior or our parent or someone that we felt like should have been there for us, and we were let down. And so we ourselves have to reparent our inner child and show up for ourselves. And this is very crucial and key, you guys, because this is one thing that is going to help you instill the trust in yourself to make certain decisions, the trust in yourself that you know what you are doing, the trust in yourself for when you decide that you want to create a whole new life for yourself, that there will be less resistance that you will meet, because you are in the driver's seat, guiding yourself, guiding your inner compass or your inner child to the destination. All right. So let's see. So some things you can do to reparent yourself, you guys. Number one, my biggest tip is setting healthy boundaries, and more so setting healthy boundaries with yourself. And that could be in a whole video of its own, but setting healthy boundaries with other people is key, and also setting boundaries with yourself. So I'm a person that I have to set boundaries with myself. And this is important, guys, because sometimes we allow ourselves to get away with certain things. We allow ourselves to not follow through on certain things. We allow ourselves to procrastinate all the time. And you have to be firm with yourself, just like a parent would. So it's just you stepping in the gap for yourself and being there for yourself in all the ways that you needed when you needed someone to show up for you. So showing up for yourself is another one, like doing the things that is going to help you better yourself, whether it is in school, if you were in school, definitely studying, or if you have for me, I know I'm working on my fitness right now. I have to do things that allow me to show up for myself. So for me, I pay really nice to go to these classes, these workout classes, and I do it and I show up for myself every single class. Like there has not been a class that I missed unless I was sick. But what it does is it instills trust in me, and I show up for myself and I cheer myself on along the way, because that is what I needed when I was younger. So therefore I trust myself that I'm going to show up for myself and that I'm going to be the number one person in my corner. You guys, this is really powerful when you really think about it. All these things that I'm talking about, this is what helps us look and turn inward at ourselves instead of everyone else outside of us when times get hard, you guys, when life does get hard, or when certain things are not working out the way we want, or just say that if you do get your manifestation or your new life and things start to kind of slip back in, you have that stable, you have that inner compass that is very stable and grounded. This is really important for everyone to develop, and we all could use a little bit of reparenting, you guys. So I'm not saying that just because, you see certain people get to where they need to be, of course they have to have some boundaries with themselves and some boundaries with others, and they have to tell themselves certain things, and they have to reparent themselves out of certain situations, I'm sure. And so the next one is managing your emotions, of course. Now we're going to have some videos upcoming about how to manage your emotions. But you can go back and watch my emotional regulation video, which was a very, very important video. You guys, if you have not watched that video, please go watch that video, because I give you some ideas and a few techniques to use and to look at. And those are things that you could do consistently, and they're small. Like there's one thing that you do for each level. There's 5 of them. So as long as you're doing something in pertaining to a certain space in your life, a certain area in your life, then you do find that you show up for yourself more and you build trust in yourself more, and it helps you to become emotionally regulated and gain that emotional stability that you need for patience when you're waiting for your manifestations, or patience when you're waiting for anything in life. And your next one is your communication skills. So for me, like I said, I'm working on doing these videos and bringing my thoughts and concepts out to the forefront in the way that I feel is true to myself and true to how I've always wanted to express myself when I was a kid. Like I just wanted to talk and have people like resonate with that and have dialogue amongst each other. So this is me healing my inner child. This is me trusting in myself, doing what I need to do so I can get to my desired outcome. You see where I'm going with this? And although it is uncomfortable a lot of the times, I do have such trust in myself that I have said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I tell myself, I'll tell my inner child, this is what we're doing, and we are not straying from it. So it causes me to show up for myself, It causes me to, and every time I make a video or I post these videos every day, I'm so proud of myself, and I pat my young 7-year-old self on the back, and I'm like, good for you, because it has been hard for me to stick with, something, or just create content and get myself and my thoughts out where I want to, just to get where I wanted to be, you guys. So the next one is to do something that is hard and test your resilience, you guys. So again, that could be working out, that could be having a healthy diet, that could be meditating. I really want to get into meditating more. I don't do it enough. So that's something that I'm considering on doing to test my resilience, to allow my thoughts to continue to just leave my body and to take those thoughts that come up and transmute them into certain other forms of energy that I can use. So you want to do something that's a little bit tough, nothing that's too easy, something challenging but doable. You guys, like, do something. You have to do something to test your resilience to where it's hard and you still pull through, because that signals to yourself and it signals to your inner child that you got you. All right. So the next one is accountability partner. So you can get accountability partner if you want, or you can do things to hold yourself accountable, like give yourself, like, okay, if I get to this, then give yourself rewards. Or if that works for you, I know I work amazingly well on a reward system. If I tell myself that, okay, if you do this and you get to this and you're able to have this, like, I'm pretty much gonna do it because I like rewards. So if you find that you need an accountability partner, get one. There's a lot of you guys already on here, 100 and something of you guys. I'm sure if you get down in the comments and say you need an accountability partner, someone will be there to hold you accountable, you know? So, or if you know someone, or if, like, get a mentor or someone who's older than you that's been doing this for a while, this whole life thing, or even someone that you kind of like admire, like talk to them, talk to people and see what they do as well. And that just helps you to get out of your shell and stop being afraid to go after the things that you want, or stop being afraid to just ask. Because I feel like sometimes when we're going through reparenting ourselves and programming ourselves, we get so closed off to life and to other people and to the world, and we just feel like, oh my gosh, like everything is closing in. Like, no, like there's so many of us who are going through things, and everybody probably needs to be reparented a little bit. And you're not going to get it from your parents. You have to be your own parent. You have to be your own compass, and you have to show up for yourself. So overall, you guys, that is what I'm really saying. I'm saying that no one is going to get you to your desired manifestation or your outcome. The new you is not going to form unless you start disciplining your old self and breaking down the things and chipping away at the little things that you know that you need to do. And reparenting yourself is a good place to start in order to reprogram your subconscious to impress your subconscious mind. And so let's talk about reprogramming yourself or impressing the subconscious. And I do want to do a more in-depth video. I'm just throwing out the concept right now, but I will do a video on impressing your subconscious mind. I had one of my subscribers definitely ask me for that, so you will get that video in due time. You guys know I'm going to be doing my little research, and I'm going to do it in a presentation style. All right, so let's see. I will actually want us to do a little challenge, you guys, if you're up for it. I'm going to be doing it for the next 10 days. I hope that you will join me. So by the time we come back in 10 days, we will be talking about how to impress your subconscious. And I want to know what you guys have figured out. So what we're going to be doing is for 10 days, we're going to monitor our thoughts. So I want you to keep a journal of a few thoughts that keep coming up, your thoughts that keep reoccurring, those little pesky negative thoughts that just kind of come in and just take over. I want you guys to write those down. So every day I'm going to write about 5. So maybe you guys can write 5 to 10 thoughts that are so consistent. And these are thoughts that you want to change, because it's important for you to see the reoccurring patterns in your thoughts and behavior, so that way we know how to transmute that energy into something else. So definitely keep a journal of your thoughts. All right, so let's see. And then do a gratitude journal, you guys. So 10 things that you are grateful for. I love to write them in my notes on my phone. The first thing when I wake up is especially if I don't have time to actually write them down, I still go through and I just jot like 5 to 10 things down that I am super, super grateful for. So that way I don't miss a beat. You guys do the same thing. And I want you guys to mainly do that every day, because you'll start to see that the little thoughts that you've had are going to be so minute, you know, so it's going to be easier for you to come up with a way to help reparent yourself in that way. All right. And then this is a big one, you guys. Through these next 10 days, I want you to lessen the time that you spend with people who you kind of have a hard time expressing the things that you want to do or the changes that you want to make. The people who are overly critical or people who are just negative in general, do your best to stay away from them. If you live with them, or if your family with them, then just give yourself a moment to like just say, hey, I'm kind of like just doing me right now. You know, you don't have to engage so much with like telling them everything that you're doing, but give yourself that space to go and do the work on the things that you need to do. So kind of just stay away, you know, and do your thing. For me, I just stay away from people, but you know, if you live with them, I understand, but you don't have to talk to them about the things that you are actually doing and how you are, because this is your journey, you guys. Let me preface it. Let me cut that real quick and just say, this is your journey. This is your life. This is something that you have to do for you. This is for no one else. So definitely, like, whatever you have to do for yourself, do it. All right. And then the last one. So at the end of these 10 days, you should have an idea of the one thing and the one thought that makes you resistant to change. So this is going to help us when we go into the video that I'm going to make about impressing your subconscious mind. And we're going to be able to look at these thoughts, and we're going to look at certain behaviors. We're going to be able to attach a behavior to it and to be able to have a follow through. So I hope this helps you. I hope you really realize that pretty much like by now, I'm going to keep reiterating the fact that you yourself are the only one that you need to change, and you yourself really deep down know what it is that you need to do. You know what it is that you need to do. You know, you may not know how to go about it, but you know deep down what it is that you want to do. You know what you want to experience. And somewhere deep down, out of all the things and under all that shame, you guys, you know the way. And so we're going to be working on getting to that way, and I'm glad we're going to be doing it together. So I hope that this video really helped you, just like it helped me kind of talk through some of these things. I was having a lot of ideas. So we will talk on the next video, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.